Good morning, and this really is morning. It's about 8:30 and this is a little bit of an update on what I call the greening. Although of course it's more than green, because there's all different colours coming out here as the leaves just unfurl. So the gardens are more shadier, and I've had the lawnmower out and I've done my little bit of cutting, because of course this little bit of, it's not even lawn now, is it? Because it's all leafy. But this is one of two, what I call homage to the lawn. And it's looking good, isn't it? Because it's hardly lawn now. It is a little woodland grove. So this beautiful transition from grassy lawn to woodland grove has happened in a most natural and interesting way. Because of course where you have leaf drop, you have this wonderful naturalising of earth. I know I've written about this in my book, A Cottage in 3 Acres, but I have been thinking a lot recently as I've watched various little bits of entertainment on YouTube. I don't have television. So I was watching a particular series. Someone had posted up a few links to a series in England called Shetland. And Shetland, of course, is an island, one of the big Scottish islands, and it's bereft of trees. And there's all kinds of reasons why, and I think people are fooling themselves on most of those reasons, because the main reason is that no one's planting trees, because Shetland has become very much a sheep-based economy, and there are so many sheep on the island that you don't have any potential for growth, for trees to grow. And proof of this was in one particular episode, the detective, because it's a detective series, the detective visited this rather wealthy person who lived in this big house, and the big house was surrounded by trees, because of course historically wealthy people have always planted trees. And that's another interesting perspective on trees, isn't it? That they are deep within the psyche seen as a source of wealth, which of course they are. They are indeed a source of wealth. So something I have to show you here. This is very beautiful and very interesting. This is Cotoneaster. Can you see this Cotoneaster? There it is, look. Oh, it's actually blowing towards the camera. It knows I'm talking about it. And that is grown from a seed which was dropped from a bird sitting in one of the trees above. And of course the mother plant to this Cotoneaster is not too far away. It's about 50 metres away. So, and the reason why the seed, of course, germinated down there is because of all that leaf drop. It's created the right conditions. So, I have one other little spot, which is what I'd call a homage to the lawn. Of course, I'm being very sarcastic here. Oh, I've just remembered what James Joyce said about sarcasm. He said sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. Well, I'm sure you'll excuse me, it is very early in the morning. So, look at all this beautiful leaf development. And all the lovely colours. Now, something else to show you, just along here. We have the Kansan cherry coming into bloom. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? the Kansan cherry. And you can hear the cuckoo calling out there in the background, cuckooing. So lots and lots of growth and lots of birds, and just this big party. The big party of summer has started. So this is my second little homage to the lawn. We'll go down these leaf-covered steps. In fact, the stone of the steps has been completely obscured. I am treading quite warily because I don't want to go down in my derriere. Look at all the leaves there on the steps. And little ferns have already found a home there. So this is my little homage to the lawn. Look at this. And you see all that lovely white debris? Well, that's coming from the beautiful cherry tree just up there that has already started to make fruit. Look at this. Let me just do a little bit of a close-up here. Now, where are we? Look at this. We've got all these. See all the bees being here? They've pollinated every flower. The advantages of having gardens which are all bee friendly. So this is my little, I'm going to stand right back on the edge of it so you can see this ever decreasing little bit of lawn. And it's on the map. It's on the beautiful magical mythical map of Bealtaine Cottage, except on the map it's a little bit bigger because of course even just in the past year or two it has decreased in size, which is a very good evolution for lawns. So parts of it has just become pathway, and then parts of it has become woodland pathway, and then of course there are lots and lots of plants encroaching, which again is a lovely evolution. And then up here in this little entrance to the fairy wood you can see the beautiful spurge or euphorbia. That lovely little lime green plant is creeping out of the fairy wood and onto the lawn. Another lovely evolution. So we'll just pop into the fairy wood here and we'll just have a little look and see the beginnings of this beautiful shade. Now just on the right here you've got a lot of white blossom, and that's the blackthorn. That's the beautiful blackthorn, and the blackthorn tree is what they make the shillelaghs out of, because this of course is a hardwood. Now I did read a comment left, I think it was yesterday or the day before, asking me to explain about Sammy Bear and about basically, you know, education and history and blah blah. Well, please take note that I've already put up, what is it, 500 videos, and I couldn't tell you how many blogs on the website. The reason why I've put all those up is to share all the knowledge that you seek with you. Please don't imagine that I've actually got the time to do all this again. But anyway, it just seemed quite a quite an obvious thing really that all those videos are up there. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything more about it because I really haven't got the time. But let me just share all this with you anyway today, because this is really quite beautiful what's happening here between the spurge and the primroses and all the regeneration. And I did do a blog yesterday on the website showing you the way the beautiful cherry tree is creating so many babies, which are all successfully growing, and that's the cherry tree down near the silt pond. But if you have a look on the website, that blog was put up there, and I put up, I don't know, over 20 photographs. So lots and lots of information about what's happening. And now, so the fairy wood is beginning just very slowly to shade in. Spring did a fairly good job of catching up over recent days, but today now is a little bit colder. We've gone back towards the 12 to 15 degrees centigrade, which of course is quite cool, but that's okay, no matter, as my grandmother would say, no matter, because we've already got a start on summer. And you can see all the ferns coming out there. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Very beautiful. And these lovely little trees all leafing up. Jack! And here there's a beginning. There's a beginning of shadow happening. There's Jack. He's full of the joys of spring. Absolutely. Look, he's actually leaping. He's leaping. Just full of the joys of spring. Absolutely. See, animals sense this. They get incredibly happy and... Oh, I think it's the light as well. The light does it, doesn't it? All these little fairy thorns. And all the little baby ash trees. All happening here. There's another little fairy thorn. And all these beautiful ferns. And all coming out up there as well. So I'm going to take a little walk down this way. Now this little video is becoming a lot longer than what I anticipated. But I get quite driven just to share all this with you because it's just so beautiful. And in what can sometimes be a very ugly world, not made ugly of course by the majority of the sentient beings, but certainly made ugly by some aspects of humankind. And I say some. Thank goodness it's only some. See Jack wandering about there. So I'm just going to go through this way now. Take you on the path less used. So in here I planted a beech tree that I had been growing in a bucket. You can just see the leaves unfurling there. And then I also planted a little oak tree that Davina, my friend Davina, gave me. So that's opening up as well. Settling in very well to their new homes. Beautiful green. Beautiful shades of green. There's a little apple tree here, look, and this is opening up with lots of blossom. It's quite a tiny little apple tree. And I just see down at my feet here, the euphorbia is creeping out here as well. So there's this massive transformation happening. It's just happening in front of my eyes all the time. The transformation from monoculture, grazing land, into woodland. Now there's my phone, so I'm going to have to stop at this point. Technology calls. Blessings to you all.